What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building. It is Take Your Pick'em. It's Monday. We're kicking the week off with hotness. June 26, 2023. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. So glad to be on with you guys. And it's just a great time to be alive. So many great things going on in the industry. So many good people out here in the world that you can connect with. And I am elated that you have invited me to your computer screen, on your phone, in your car to discuss the Pick'em slate as it pertains to DFS today. Once again, I don't ask for this a lot. Hit the thumbs up, smash the like button, subscribe, and get those notifications, and you'll know whenever we are coming on to talk about the slate. As you all know, if you've been tuned into this show, it is time for winning words of wisdom. If you haven't been tuned in, this is just a brief quote where we talk about some positivity and go from there. And this was coming from the great football coach of Lou Holtz, college football to be exact. He says, virtually nothing is impossible in this world if you just put your mind to it and maintain a positive attitude. And I couldn't agree with that more. You can get so much done in your own life with a positive attitude. The world is your oyster. You can accomplish anything that you want to do. And I know that's kind of cliche from something we've heard from our childhood. You can do anything if you just put your mind to it. I'm going to add something to that. You can do anything if you put a positive mindset to it, and you can get it done. And I just want to say, in terms of this business, DFS, the Pick'em sites, it's good to just have a good mental state. You don't ever want yourself to spiral out of control with negativity, a bad day, a bad week. I think, for those of you that play traditional DFS as well, if you had that bad week, you start second guessing decisions, stay positive. Everything's always going to work out in the end. I can't express enough how many times I've had a bad 3 or 4 days, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, this is just awful. But then I pull up my month and I say, you know what? I'm up on the month. We're good. And then all of a sudden you hit that reset button and then the wins come in. So I just want to put that out there, and hopefully everyone enjoys the positive thinking and the positive talks. This is something we want to keep going throughout the season. I will say, just as an FYI, my good friend Britt Devine is going to be on Friday, and we're going to be talking season-long stuff for NFL on Underdog, PrizePicks, so forth and so on. So if you guys are in the season-long, not season-long DFS, but season-long projections, passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, so forth and so on, hop on in. Britt and I will be here discussing. We had a really good season last year with season-long stuff. I think I missed, one. I think I missed one out of the 4 because Jameis Winston, we had him for over touchdowns, and he just ended up being a DNP because he didn't play enough games. So overall, I think if you were in the shop, you had a really good season for season-long. I think a lot of us did well, and so I'm hoping we can have some repeat success with that this season. All right, let's go over our recap. We're going to go all the way back to Friday, obviously. This is a weekday show. And so on the month, we are 21, 29, and 2. These are not the results I was looking for. We got a few more days to catch up and turn this thing, and I think we can get it done. I'm not worried about it. I know this is something that we can get done here. Last week's on Friday, we won at Davis at 3.5 facing San Francisco. We won at more than 3.5. We took an L there. We had Logan Webb facing Arizona, same game, 5.5 strikeouts. We won at less than that, and that one was a W. And then Bieber at 6. This one was an interesting one. We wanted him less than 6 strikeouts. Bieber went out and just put on a masterful performance, and then still got rocked at the same time. Got pulled in the 5th inning after a whopping 8 strikeouts. If Bieber comes in at 6 again this week, I can assure you folks, I will be taking that one again. So that's our recap for the month so far. And now what we're going to do is we are going to hop into today's plays. And so I really like the slate today. It's a small slate. And typically on small slates, I don't want to say I'm not as interested. I just feel like perhaps we don't have as many props or as many pick'em squares as I would like. But for a 6-game slate, I think this one has a great deal of options for us. And so I'm going to kick this thing off. We're going to start on Vivid. It is Free Money Monday on Vivid. So for those of you that utilize Vivid Picks, if you invest $10, they're going to give you a free $10 in Vivid Bucks. It's basically free money. So I would encourage you to not turn that down. I think that's something great that they do during the year, throughout the whole year. Every Monday they're going to give you $3 in Vivid Bucks if you just put a little card in. So that's something that you can all take advantage of. All right, let's kick this thing off. We're going to stay with Vivid right now. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to target Dylan Cease here. So Dylan Cease is a guy that I was targeting on the other side with unders. Today he gets to face the Los Angeles Angels, and they're coming back from Coors, and so I'm expecting them to be a little bit slower or a little bit ahead on the swing as a result of the environment change. And I think we've seen that when guys go into Coors and come out. Sometimes it affects their offense the first game, so not necessarily tomorrow, but today I think their offense will be affected a little bit. And so yeah, it looks like I'm sorry about that, folks. We had a little glitch there. I was making sure we were still in this thing. So as a result, I do want to target Dylan Cease. We've got Cease at 7 strikeouts across the industry. He's at 6.5 on Vivid. Definitely want to get in on Vivid right now. I would be targeting Vivid heavily for this particular projection here. As we can see, there are some strikeouts in this lineup. This is on the season. Taylor Ward, 21%, Ohtani, 19%, Trout, 27%, Drury, 26%, Tice, 26%, Renfroe, 20%, Escobar, who came over from the Mets, 18%, Mickey Moniak, 31%, and Fletcher, 12%. Fletcher is the guy that I'm expecting him to not strike out a ton. And then if we look at the past 30 days, we'll see that they've actually been better. I know they were in Coors, and I'm sure that has affected that some. But also, when we look at Dylan Cease, on the season, we've got Cease at 26%, 21% to lefties, 32% to righties. And that last season we see was at 30%. Last 30 days, we've seen that really creep up. And so I think you've seen the past few performances here. 35% K rate, 26% to lefties, 42% to righties. The walks are up in the past 30 days, but I don't mind sacrificing a walk or two to make sure we can get our strikeouts. So 35% K rate over the past 30 days. This is fantastic. And he's done it against a couple of good teams. So it's not like, he only did it against bad teams. When you look at who he's done it, one of the teams was the Dodgers. I know the Dodgers is a team that he's targeted. He's done it against Texas. So, those are two really good teams. He's also done it against Miami, which is a high strikeout team. So I'm not as worried about that. So with that being said, I definitely think Dylan Cease here as the K rate is starting to climb, and hopefully that's normalizing, getting him back to what we were accustomed to. Hopefully he can come out and have a masterful performance tonight. And I was having a brief discussion in the prop shop with one of the guys there, and I think he mentioned something that maybe I didn't think about or probably take into account enough. He was saying maybe guys are just starting to get adjusted to the pitch clock and kind of getting in a groove now versus earlier this season, even though they had a little bit during spring training, just trying to get a new comfortable rhythm with the pitch clock. And maybe that's it for some of these guys. I know Aaron Nola wasn't pitching as well earlier this season, and he's been a lot better in my opinion. Dylan Cease is another one in that camp. Corbin Burns was another one in that camp where earlier in the season they just weren't pitching as well. Burns has turned it around a little bit now against low strikeout offenses. Nothing you can do, but against these high strikeout offenses, you should be able to get the job done. And Burns has turned that corner as well. So anyway, Dylan Cease 6.5 on Vivid. I would definitely get in there. Now I did want to talk about another guy, and that's by the name of Spencer Strider. So Spencer Strider was at 9 and 9.5 on Vivid. He was at 9 on PrizePicks at the time we were going in to start the recording. Well, now he's 9.5 across the board. It looks like. Listen, folks, I'm still going to side with more than 9.5, and that's not something I typically do. But this is the one spot where Spencer Strider may be able to pick up 15 strikeouts today. I was telling my future wife there that this is a game I actually want to hop in my car and drive on up to Atlanta just to watch the Spencer Strider show against the Minnesota Twins, just to see get it live in living color, in person, in terms of what I think Spencer Strider is able to do today against this team. This is a great spot for him. And so I really like this a ton. At 9.5 strikeouts, I'm going to side with more than that projection. You won't see me do that often. There are only a handful of pitchers I've probably done this with. Spencer Strider today is going to be one. I think I've done it with DeGrom another time against a very high strikeout offense as well. This is a tall order, folks. And so I understand if you're not comfortable with this particular one. I get it. But I'm very comfortable. As we look at strikeout rates here for the Minnesota Twins, 34%, 26%, 23, 29, 21, 28, 39, 30, 35. I am hoping Spencer Strider can pick up 6 to 7 strikeouts his first time through the order. That would be in roughly 3 innings. If he can get 6 to 7 the first time through the order, I'd take 6. If he can pick up 6 strikeouts through 3 innings, I'm going to be feeling really comfortable about what we may be able to do. Or in terms of this particular projection here. So once again, Spencer Strider at 9.5 now across the industry. He was at 9. I was hoping he would still be at 9 on PrizePicks. That has not come to fruition. And so what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to wait on this one throughout the day, and let's see if we can get the bump back down to 9. I think that's going to be advantageous for us. I hope. Let me say that. Maybe I'll wait a little while. I'll probably get one share in at 9.5, and then I'll wait. And let's hope we can get the bump back down to 9. He could also bump to 10 in the spot, and I'm well aware of that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I will go ahead and get a share or 2 in at 9.5, and then if we can get the bump back down to 9, I'll load up a little bit more. So that's how I'm going to handle Spencer Strider today. I know I hadn't talked much about it, but I think you guys know that Spencer Strider is one of the elite strikeout pitchers in our game. 39% on the season, 37% to lefties, 40% to righties. Past 30 days, 33%, 25% to lefties, 43% to righties. But I'm not going to worry about that facing this particular team. This team has been striking out all season against most bats. The projected lineup has a strikeout percentage of 27% as a team. That is very high, folks. And I mean, that's astronomical for baseball. So I really like that one. All right, we're going to move on to our next one here. This is another one where we've got a guy that's kind of turned a corner this season. That's Reed Detmers in the same game, facing Dylan Cease's Chicago White Sox. So we got Reed Detmers. He's at 6 strikeouts across the industry. I want more than that projection as well. On the season, we see that Reed Detmers 28% on the season, 21% to lefties, 29% to righties. Past 30 days, 27%. 16% to lefties, 30% to righties. I'm not worried about it. He will see his fair share of righties in this particular lineup. We got Benintendi at 20%, Tim Anderson at 12%, Luis Robert at 27%, Eloy at 16%, Vaughn at 9%. Yasmani Grandal, 27%, Berger, 31%, Clint Frazier, 30%, and Elvis Andrus at 21%. I think the strikeouts, I think there will be enough strikeouts in there for him. If you can see in plate IQ here, we have that his projected line is 5.5. That's probably across the sports books. On the pickup sites, he is at 6, and we do have him projected for 6. Even at the push, we have an opportunity for a push, but I don't think this is a scenario where we take less than the 6 strikeouts. I think he's more likely to pick up 6 or more than 6 or less. And so because, I want to try to take some of the best lines on the pickup sites, I think this is a good opportunity for Reed Detmers at 6. So at 6, we want more than that projection facing the Chicago White Sox. All right, folks, so we're going to go over our recap. Thank you so much for joining me. I missed my guy Boom Shakalaka today. He might be hanging out there in the streets, but that's okay. I know he's been in the prop shop. Boom, always thanks for your support, my friend. We're going to go over our recap, and then we're going to get you out of here. So as of the recording of this particular video, we've got Dylan Cease on Vivid. You want to get it in on Vivid now. At 6.5 strikeouts, we want more than that projection. We've got Spencer Strider at 9.5 strikeouts across the industry now. He was at 9 when we started the recording, but he's now bumped to 9.5 across the industry. We want more than that projection. We've got Reed Detmers at 6. We want more than that projection. If you're not in the prop shop, hop in the prop shop. Today may be an opportunity for us on PrizePicks to get in on some of the MLB Live offerings. I want to see where those land. I'm almost positive Spencer Strider is going to come in at 4.5, and I'm probably almost for the first 3 innings. Dylan Cease is probably going to come in at 3.5 for the first 3 innings. And I think Reed Detmers, if we can get Reed Detmers at 2.5 strikeouts for the first 3 innings, that would be great. He's probably going to come in at 3, just based on him being at 6 currently. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. This has been Take Your Pick'em. I am Chief. Let's get the sweep. And I'll see you tomorrow. Come in with your pockets empty, leave with your pockets full.